quick story here. Let's take a minute. Quicker than the ones I've been telling recently. But in the Second World War, in Bridgend in South Wales, there was a prisoner of war camp where they kept all the posh German prisoners of war, all the officers and everything. They were all kept in Bridgend in a place called Island Farm. It's a true story, as true as I'm sitting here. Anyway, one day they decided, the Germans, to try and get these people out. So what they did, they tried to parachute someone in to infiltrate Bridgend so that they could find someone who would free him, someone who worked in the camp. It was called Di Jones. Di's the camp, he was known in the camp. Elsewhere he might have been known as someone else, but this German spy was parachuted in and he was told to get in there and find Mr. Jones and use a code word that only Mr. Jones knew, which was the tulips are blooming lovely this time of year. The tulips are blooming lovely this time of year. All you got to do, parachute in, find Mr. Jones, say the tulips are blooming lovely this time of year, and he'll get you in a camp and he'll get the prisoners of war out. So anyway, the German parachutes his way in, lands in Bridgend. First person he sees is like a 10-year-old boy. So he says to the boy, because he's learned English, or even Welsh English or whatever, he's learned to speak like a local. And so he says to the boy, "Can you tell me where Mr. Jones lives?" And the boy says, "Yes, he lives at number 10, Ystrad Fawr." "Oh, thank you," says the German spy in his best Welsh English accent that he's got. So he goes to 10 Ystrad Fawr, knocks on the door, rat-a-tat-tat. Door opens. German says, "Are you Mr. Jones?" Mr. Jones says, "I am Mr. Jones." The German says, "The tulips are blooming lovely this time of year." Mr. Jones looks at him, thinks, what a strange fella this is. The German goes, "The tulips are blooming lovely this time of year." And Mr. Jones says, I don't think it's me you want. I think it's Jones the spy you want.